Sudeep is a business magnate and an influential person. He is a very good shooter and he never misses his target. During his practice, his business partner comes there and discuss about the deal that is not happening. In the meantime, Sudeep finds a woman who is practicing shooting and goes to her and helps her in betterment. The woman, impressed by his skills, seductively asks him to teach her daily. On the other hand, heroine of the movie, Bindu, is a miniature artist and she creates mini arts. She is not impressed by the current art she is creating and feels something is missing. In the meantime, power goes off in their area and she opens her window and finds Nani, who is her neighbor, trying to impress her from the past 2 years, and he is in deeply love with her. Noticing that Bindu is facing problem to continue her work due to lack of power, immediately he goes down and brings aluminum foil and torch creates a bright light. In that light, Bindu completes her work and goes to sleep. Both of them feels very happy. Sudeep and his partner are at the party and his partner notices that the officer who rejected signing the file earlier, he himself hand over the file to Sudeep. His partner gets shocked and also observes that the officer's wife is none other than the lady who was learning firing from Sudeep. Then Sudeep explains his partner that he got this business from his late wife as a successor after killing her, and he knows how to seduce women. Every woman he looks at falls for him. Bindu is working on a project called 511 to support the children in their education. Bindu's aunt gives the reference of Sudeep for raising fund for NGO and also hand over his card and ask her to meet him. Then Bindu goes to meet Sudeep. Impressed by her beauty, Sudeep tells his receptionist to send her in immediately, and everyone in his cabin goes out upon Sudeep's instructions. Mesmerized by the beauty of Bindu, Sudeep immediately gives her a huge amount of check and also wants to be a part of this initiative and support them in their activities. Bindu thinks that Sudeep is a very good person and very generous and thanks him for his generosity and the help. As a gesture of gratitude, Bindu gives him a miniature art and takes the check to temple and takes the blessings of God. Nani follows Bindu wherever she goes. While distributing prasad to everyone, Bindu ignores Nani and distributes to everyone else. To this, Nani gives an explanation that he is special to her. That is why she has not given prasad to him. Hearing this, Nani's friend and Bindu get shocked. Following this, the NGO distributes books and study essentials to kids. Sudeep also takes initiative and part in this. After the distribution gets over, he praises her for her social work and helping nature. He further adds that he wants to treat her for her generosity and asks to join him for lunch. And Bindu agrees. In the meanwhile, Nani texts her saying that he is around. Bindu looks for him and They keep seeing each other. Also, Bindu ignores Sudeep. Whatever he is talking, those words are not going to her mind. She is completely focused on Nani. Sudeep proposes her, but she does not listen to the words of Sudeep and she eats her lunch on her own, while Sudeep think of feeding each other. He gets disappointed by Bindu's behavior and observes that Bindu and Nani are seeing each other. Eventually, that makes him very angry. After the lunch gets over, he drops Bindu and Nani follows them. At one place, when the police constable tried to stop Nani, Bindu gives an excuse of buying vegetables in the market and get down from the car. Nani leaves his bike and follows Bindu. Both of them goes to the market and spend some time with each other while buying vegetables. Sudeep gets down of his car and follows them, gets very angry by seeing their chemistry and conspires something dangerous against them and leaves from the place. The following day, Bindu working late at her office. Then she receives call from her aunt saying it's too late and come home immediately. Bindu did not notice time. It is too late for her to go home. When she checks her bike, the fuel is empty. She is afraid to go home in the dark. Then she sends a blank message to Nani. Then he immediately comes there and accompanies her. During their way back to home, Nani proposes to Bindu that he loves her. From his proposal, Bindu gets an idea to complete the miniature craft she was not happy with earlier. Immediately, she goes to her house and she completes the miniature art and wants to gift that to Nani. While Nani is waiting downstairs, she completes it and takes it to present to him. However, in the meanwhile, Sudeep and his men kidnaps Nani, but Nani doesn't know the reason for his kidnap. Then Sudeep explains that Bindu is ignoring him just because of Nani. Till now, no woman has ignored him. Every woman he looks at gets mad of him and falls for him. Bindu is waiting downstairs for Nani, but she did not find him. She drops a message, "Where are you? I love you." Seeing this, Sudeep's anger goes to peak and he kills Nani immediately. After Nani is died, Bindu calls him. Accidentally, the call gets picked up. She expresses her love for Nani and says, "I love you." And also mentions, "I am waiting for you, please come fast." Hearing this, Nani's soul comes out of his body and goes into the eggs that are laid by fly on a leaf. Following day, Bindu is on her way to office and finds the body of Nani on the road. Thinks that it was an accident and shocked to see Nani's body. After 10 days, the eggs are ready, the flies are ready to hatch. With great effort, a fly hatches the egg and comes out of the egg. Immediately after coming out, the fly sees the cracker that vaguely reminds him some of his flashback. While the fly is trying to adjust to this new world in the new body after it came out of the hatchling, other flies starts to fly away, sensing the heavy flow of water that is about to come. But the fly with Nani's soul inside could not fly because its wings struck to its body. Somehow it manages to escape and relieve his wing from the body. Then he is about to die below the shoe of a person. This time also he manages to escape The next hurdle comes in the form of a ball. His legs get stuck on the surface of the ball, and the kids were playing cricket with that ball. Somehow, he luckily survives and lands on an apple. Now, a bird tries to eat him while he is on the apple. He flies off and tries his best to escape. Then he enters the house and takes shelter. He has gone through a lot of struggles to reach here and come across many hurdles. After so much effort, he is feeling thirsty, so he goes to a bowl of water that is nearby and sips some water. Then he accidentally falls into the water. From the water, he sees Sudeep and recognizes him and understands that he is the person who has killed him. His flashback regarding Sudeep comes to his mind. He reminds everything that Sudeep has done to him. He struggles a lot for his life in water, and with the help of a leaf, he escapes and tries to hit Sudeep so hard. But because of his size, he could not create any impact on Sudeep. Then Nani sees the gift that Bindu has given to Sudeep and recollects everything about Bindu. He immediately rushes to Bindu's house and tries to grab her attention. Again, because of his small size, Bindu don't pay any attention to him despite of his repeated trials. Nani feels very bad that Bindu is not recognizing him. Later, Bindu reveals to her aunt that she is not able to the pain that Nani is no longer there. Hearing this, Nani too feels bad. In the meantime, Neil comes to hand over some of the stuff of Nani's. Bindu goes to office and Sudeep shows up there and tries to console her, acting as if he is innocent and suggests her to forget about Nani. He also touches Bindu to distract him from Bindu. Nani creates disturbance that irritates Sudeep and he cannot concentrate on Bindu. In the meantime, all those Bindu's colleagues comes to office and Sudeep leaves the place. Later in the day, when the Sudeep was taking steam, Nani disturbs him and he almost kills him in the instance. Following day, Sudeep invites Bindu and her team to his office and tells them he spoke to Home Minister and he will introduce them to him so that publicity and credibility of the NGO increases. Bindu agrees to go along with Sudeep. Observing this, Nani goes to Sandeep's house and disturbs him all throughout the night and does not let him sleep. He somehow manages to sleep around 4 a.m., wraps himself as mummy and gets some rest. Following day, Bindu calls Sandeep from airport saying that she is waiting for him. Since he did not sleep throughout the night, he fell asleep and he immediately wakes up and starts to airport. On his way to airport, the flight disturbs traffic police and Sandeep gets stuck in the traffic jam. Then he comes out of his vehicle and takes rental vehicle and head towards airport. The flight do not want Sudeep to go to airport and travel with Bindu. So he disturbs Sudeep all through his travel and finally he hits his eye. Then Sudeep's car goes into a big accident. He is almost died. Luckily manages to survive and Nani conveys his message that I will kill you. Sudeep gets shocked to see this message written by a fly. At his home, doctor says he luckily survived a big crash. And later, Bindu comes to visit Sudeep. He was going into sleep by the sedative given by the doctor. He requests Bindu to kill the flies around him. Bindu sprays and her chain breaks while spraying. On the other hand, Fly fights for its life. Bindu leaves Sudeep's place worrying that her chain broke. While leaving, she accidentally steps on the pipe and that opens sprinklers. This water falls on the fly. It recovers by next day morning. Sudeep goes to researchers to confirm whether fly can avenge someone. No one believes in his story and he returns to the accident spot to find the words that Fly has written. He finds the word kill on the broken mirror. Then he confirms that it is not his imagination, whatever is happening is true. Bindu arrives at her home and starts worrying about the broken chain. Nani sees all of this and wants to convey her that he is around and not to worry. In the meantime, Bindu starts crying. Using this as an opportunity, Nani writes that I am back, I am reborn. Bindu feels shocked by seeing this and start talking with him. He then explains to her that he is not died in accident, but Sudeep has killed him for her. Initially, Bindu gets confused why Sudeep has to kill him. Later, she understands that whatever Sudeep is doing till date is for the lust he has on her. Then, the fly tells Bindu that he wants to kill Sudeep. Bindu prepares mask and shield for Nani to protect himself from sprays. Nani does lot of strength training to increase his stamina and strength to fight against Sudeep, and Bindu supports and helps him all throughout. The fly tries to kill Sudeep in all the ways possible and does not let him sleep. In one instance, he burns his room with the help of a cigarette. In another incident, Sudeep was getting shaving and the fly disturbs barber. He almost cuts the neck of Sudeep. By this time, Sudeep is obsessed with the fly and he tries to kill it by using kill bites. However, the fly manages to drop those in his drink and he drinks that. In another incident, the fly tricks Sudeep to fall from the building. In another incident, Fly tries to burn Sandeep's face. Fly sees a cannon at Sandeep's place and wants to kill him using that. He does an experiment with Bindu and the experiment succeeds. Then he brings gunpowder to Sandeep's place and fills the cannon with the powder. Then when he is about to fire it using a burning matchstick, the security unknowingly puts a tissue paper inside it. Annoyed by the fly's action, Sudeep seals his house airtight and covers entire house with glasses to ensure that nothing enters into the house. Fly couldn't get through the glasses. The fly explains the situation at Sudeep's house to Bindu. She then goes to Sudeep's house on the pretext of talking to him and then she opens a way for Fly to enter into Sudeep's house. Through the hole opened by Bindu, the fly enters into Sudeep's house and starts troubling him again. Using the metal hands prepared by Bindu, the fly scratches Sudeep's body and the blood starts coming out of his body. And the fly's body is covered with Sudeep's blood. He then goes to Bindu and she gives him a good bath using a syringe. Sudeep also messes up with his investors. When he finds Fly there, he hits the fly and he ends up beating all the investors. They get angry on him and they gives information to income tax department to raid on His employee hears this conversation and tells Sudeep that income tax department is about to raid them, and also informs him to move the money that is there in the locker. Then Sudeep goes to remove the money that is there in the locker, but while entering password, the fly messes up with him again. He enters wrong password multiple times and the system gets disabled. Annoyed by this, he brings fire to open the locker and start burning the locker. The fly disturbs him in between while he is fighting with the fly. The fire burns the locker and entire money that is there in the locker get burns. He lost all the money he has. Later, he goes to black magician and explains his situation, how the fly is haunting him. The black magician sees the smell of Sudeep's body and he takes Sudeep to a place where this all started. This surprises Sudeep and he tells that here he killed Nani. In return, Black Magician says that the same person born as fly to kill you and to take revenge on you. Both of them goes to Sudeep's house and the Black Magician performs some puja and Nani sees all of this happening from distance. The magician then cast an evil spell on the bird sitting on the tree. Immediately, both the birds start hunting the fly and kill Nani. However, the fly with Nani's brain troubles both the birds, and one of the bird gets stuck in the tube, while the other bird trying to capture Nani get electrocuted by switchboard. This short circuit activates the alert system in the house and locks all the entries to the room. Sudeep suffocates to death in the room. He could not escape and finally falls on floor and get unconscious. The fly comes to Bindu's house and conveys the message that Sudeep is dead. Both of them celebrate and start enjoying their life. On the other hand, Sudeep's business partner comes to his house and he finds Sudeep lying unconscious in the room. He breaks the glass and saves him. His partner questions him and Sudeep tells that Nani has come as fly to take revenge on him. While he is fighting with his partner, he sees the hole in the window. He becomes suspicious and goes and checks the CCTV footage. In that, he will find the fly with mask and shields and Bindu opening the screw to allow fly to enter the house. His partner now believes that whatever Sudeep is saying till now is true. Sudeep now understands what is happening behind him. Immediately goes to Bindu's house while Bindu and the fly were playing with each other. Bindu is shocked to see Sudeep at her house. Actually, Bindu and the fly were thinking that Sudeep is dead, but they were not aware of the fact that he was saved. Sudeep takes Bindu to his house and shows the CCTV footage that he has seen earlier. And Bindu knows what is coming ahead and she tries to kill Sudeep, but she don't succeed. Sudeep holds her and calls Nani out of his hiding. The fly comes out and Sudeep tries to kill the fly under his feet. Then immediately the fly uses needle to pierce the Sudeep's leg. Then Sudeep tries to kill the fly using the gun. However, the fly escapes the bullet hits. In the process of trying to kill fly, Sudeep destroys most of his house. In one instance, when the Sudeep was trying to hit fly, the fly directs the bullet in such a way that glass breaks and the glass come back to Sudeep and it hits all over the face of Sudeep. And then the fly takes the needle to kill Sudeep. However, Sudeep finds a magnet accidentally and the needle gets struck on the magnet. Sudeep can't believe he accidentally captured the fly that he's trying to since a very long time. He then takes the fly to Bindu and cuts its wing. Unfortunately, the fly cannot fly any longer to take revenge on Sudeep. During the course, the fly notices that the cannon he has filled with is usable and the tissue is no longer there. Noticing this, he thinks of a new plan and explains the plan to Bindu. She feels very sad but agrees with his plan. He then applies the gunpowder that is scattered on the table to his body and rushes into the match or the fight that Sudeep is holding to kill him. Sudeep gets surprised to see the fly coming towards the fire without any hesitation. Immediately after catching the fire, the fly fires into the cannon. The bullet that is there inside the cannon shoots at Sudeep and he gets injured. The bullet, after piercing through Sudeep's body, it goes and hits the leaking gas cylinder. This will blow the entire place and Sudeep gets burned in the explosion that happens after. Bindu feels very bad for losing Nani again. In the meantime, the wing of the fly falls in her hand. She takes the fly wing and put it inside the locket. After few days, she is going to the office. On her way to office, a rogue tries to tease her and she thinks of Nani. Immediately from nowhere a fly comes and attacks that person. Afraid to death by fly's attack, the person runs away without seeing back, and the fly declares that I am back. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share and comment.